This is my first attempt at fat bombs, and these are going to be chocolate peanut butter fat bombs. And there's not a lot of ingredients, and it should be pretty simple, so hopefully you'll be seeing this video. Hopefully they turn out. So let's get started. Alright, our first ingredient for our chocolate peanut butter fat bombs is 3/4 cup of melted coconut oil. So I'm just going to go ahead and measure out 3/4 of a cup and then stick this in the microwave. It's already kind of liquefied because I just got it and it was just delivered just a little while ago, and it's summertime, so it's been in the heat, so it's already pretty liquefied, but we want to go ahead and make sure it's completely liquefied or melted. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stick this in the microwave, and then we will add the rest of the ingredients. Alright, there is my 3/4 cup of melted coconut oil. And to that we're going to add 9.5 tablespoons of peanut butter. The peanut butter that I got is Crazy Richard's. It's 100% peanut butter with no added sugar. The only ingredients is peanuts. So we're going to add 9.5 tablespoons. Two. Three. Alright, our next ingredient is 9 tablespoons of melted butter, and I already went ahead and I melted the 9 tablespoons of butter, so we're just going to add that. I'm just going to give it a quick little stir. Alright, now our next ingredient is going to be the confectionery sugar. Of course, we're going to use an alternative to the actual sugar, kind of confectionery sugar. So I'm using the erythritol, and there is different brands of the powdered sweeteners. There's a stevia, there's one called Swerve, but this is the one that I got, and I got this on Amazon. So we're going to add 3 tablespoons of this sweetener to our mixture. Alright, our final ingredient is cocoa powder. So I got the Ghirardelli cocoa powder. It's 100% cocoa. There is 1 gram of carb in it, but there is no sugar. So I'm going to be adding 3 tablespoons of this. Alright, now that we have all of our ingredients, we're just going to go ahead and mix it all up. It smells really good. I thought I would try a fat bomb recipe because, for the simple fact, well, first of all, because sometimes I crave something sweet, and second of all, I'm doing really well on keeping my carbs down, but what I'm having a hard time with is getting enough fat in without raising my protein too much. So I figured a couple fat bombs would help with that. They would add the fat without adding too much protein. So we're gonna give these a try, and if these turn out, I found a few other recipes for different fat bombs that I'd like to try in the future. I'm not gonna go overboard and eat these like they're going out of style, but one with a meal. Dr. Berg recommends that you eat your fat bomb if you're going to eat them after your meal and not as a snack. So that's what I would do. All right, there it is. It's all mixed up. I think I got it all mixed up in there. Looks pretty good to me. It looks smooth. Okay, now that we have our fat bombs mixed up, we're gonna need to put them in candy molds. I got two different types. First, I got these. These are so cute, to make little bite-sized fat bombs in the shape of little gummy bears. And it comes with a little dropper so you can drop it in and not make a mess, as I probably still will anyhow. And then we have star shapes. These are little, I don't know what kind of shape you call those, like chocolate covered cherry ones, I guess you call them. Then there are these that look like, I think these look like Rolos, that candy. We've got seashell shaped ones, another seashell. I think these are, oh no, they're the same size. They're both seashells. And then last but not least, we have little hearts. So I think I'm gonna do the hearts, and we'll see how much I have left, and then maybe do some seashells since it is summer. But what you're going to have to do is put these on a cookie sheet, because once you fill them up, you're not going to be able to pick them up to move them, because you're going to put these in the freezer until they set. So I'm going to go grab my cookie sheet, and then we will fill these up and stick them in the freezer and see how they turn out. All right, I have my cookie sheet with my molds and my fat bomb mixture, and I'm going to use this to fill it up, see how that works. I don't know if I'll have enough to fill all of this fourth one up, but we'll fill up as much as we can. I'm very impressed with myself. I didn't hardly make any mess, even using a dropper. I figured I'd make a big mess. Of course, we're not done yet. All right, I've filled up 4 complete trays, and I still have Oops, my dropper just fell in there. I still have a little bit left, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this in another mold and freeze it separately because I don't have any more room on my cookie sheet. So there is the filled up molds. I'm going to go ahead and stick these in the freezer, and they'll freeze for about 30 minutes or until they're set, and then I'll come back and we'll pop them out and we'll try one and see how they turn out. All right, we're back with the fat bombs just out of the freezer. I left them in there for about an hour. I don't think you would need to leave them in quite an hour, but I left them in an hour just to make sure. And this is what they look like. I also have 10 in another mold that I have in my freezer still, but this I pulled out of the freezer, and thank you to my neighbor for making room in her freezer for them because I didn't have room in mine. So thank you very much, Mama, if you're watching. So there are my fat bombs. I'm going to unmold one and try one, and we'll see what they're like. I'm very curious. Hopefully these are gonna pop out. I've never made anything in silicone molds, so let's see how well they pop out. Hopefully they come out in one piece. Oh, it looks, oh! Look at that. Close up. Okay, so before I try it, let me tell you what the stats of this is. Now, everybody's will probably come out with different stats depending on what size mold you use. But with mine, this recipe made 70 fat bombs. So for the 70 fat bombs, there are, for each fat bomb, there is 0 carbs, 5 grams of fat, 1 gram of protein, and 45 calories. So not bad at all for a little bit of fat, added fat to your diet. So let's try it and see what it tastes like. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think maybe next time I would add just a little bit more of the erythritol to make it just a little bit sweeter. But all in all, I think they're delicious. Like I said, they're not overly sweet because we only have the 3 tablespoons of the erythritol powdered sugar. But you can definitely taste the peanut butter in them. Awesome stats, enough to add to your after your meal, to have like a little treat after dinner or whatever meal you choose to eat them after, or whenever you choose to eat them. Dr. Berg just recommended that you eat a fat bomb after your dinner or after your meal, so it can balance out with the food that you ate, because he recommends intermittent fasting, so he recommends that you don't snack. But I'm sure depending on what kind of keto you're doing or what kind of food plan you're on, that would depend on whenever you eat your fat bomb. But these are very good for a little treat, a little bit of added fat to your day. Like I said, I've been having a problem with, I'm okay with my carbs, I'm always under my carb count. What I am having trouble with is keeping my fat higher than my protein, because it seems like everything I eat has a lot of protein in it, like cheese, eggs, meat, but it also has some fat, but it's not enough to balance the two out. So this will be a good addition to after my dinner, having 1 or 2, and then that is good, and that will cut the craving also for something sweet, and you're not tempted or you're not craving something or feel deprived of having an actual sweet treat. So there you go, there's my fat bombs, and I will eventually be trying some different ones since these turned out so well. In the future I have I found recipes for cheesecake fat bombs, chocolate cheesecake fat bombs, oatmeal cookie fat bombs. There's like a wide variety. There's even savory types of fat bombs. So I look forward to trying some more of these in the future. I'm really loving the keto lifestyle. I didn't think I would. I was against it for a long time, and I probably even on my channel talked about like, oh, I would never try that, but it's actually working for me and working very well. I am not full. I mean, yeah, I'm not full. I'm not hungry all the time. I'm actually full, and I am really enjoying it. So there you go. Fat bombs on a Friday. All right, I will see you guys again soon.